What?
Subscribe.
We'll highlight all that. Don't you worry.
Just
But of
saying,
course,
you gotta remind people.
Subscribe right now.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Of course.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Really? I just hit record. All right. Look, there's gonna be a power button. It should stay connected. Hold it down.
I did.
Try and scroll.
Can you hear it?
No. Is it on your end? Trying to teach Kay how to put the headset on for Xbox.
Yeah.
Yo, real gamer hours.
There you go. Good job, honey. God. So, anyways, geez, like keep that too. Like this is hilarious. The exchange here. Anyways, so first of all, happy opening day to you guys. We're already like 5 days in, but we might as well celebrate now. I mean,
Yeah.
Mets opening day is on Friday. I'm
Turn
not
up.
going because tickets are like $200, but I might go to the night game the night after, and go catch future New York Met Vlad Guerrero Jr. Go
Yeah,
over
okay.
four.
Nah,
Okay,
he's future
bro.
Red Sox.
No, that's future fucking Philadelphia Philly Vlad Guerrero Jr., bro. Get the fuck out of here.
All right, dickhead.
Yo, dickhead. Get your shit together.
Maybe the funniest moment of my entire life, and KB, you mentioned it pre-show, was discovering that on Philadelphia talk radio, that when guys call in and go, "Yo, dickhead," it's like the greatest insult, but also compliment.
It's just in real life too. Like you can be walking across the street and be like, "Yo, dickhead."
I
Go
should start
fuck
doing
yourself,
that.
Dickhead.
Whenever I'm in Philly, I'm
Well,
gonna
no, the
start to
greatest
do that.
accomplishment in my life was that guy walking in front of your car and was like, "I see you, white boy.
You going to the game, white boy?"
That was the greatest thing of my life.
So for the listeners as well as Ethan, so KB and I went to media day for the Truist. First of all, like waking up at 6 a.m. to get to the golf course at 9 a.m. I walk in the place and I don't know a single soul. I walk in, I'm in my quarter zip and my Fratagonia vest, as if I'm going to go and work on Wall Street. And I walk in with a little backpack as if I'm going to my like corporate America job. And everyone's there. Everyone knows each other because they're all local media. And then it's just me going up to the food station and like grabbing a few things. They were looking at me be like, "Who's this like fucking stranger who just waltzed into this clubhouse?" Just starts taking the food. Finally, I sit down, and these two girls who definitely weren't like local media, or like they might have been like another like local like podcast, like in our situation, sit down next to me, and then a girl who's definitely an anchor or like a reporter sits down besides me. And I'm like scouting out the area. There's one table right in the middle of like a bunch of guys from the local media who like clearly know each other forever. They're all in their master's gear and everything. And I'm like, I don't stand in what I don't stand like I stand out like a sore thumb.
Our table in particular brought the average age demographic of that room down so much.
I imagine, yeah.
Like, not to say
Between
that the
you,
average age of
me-
the room was deceased, but like it
Right.
was
There's
was
a couple
certainly an older
tables that I
crowd.
was like, whew, them
Yeah.
boys is old.
Yeah,
But
no.
like
So
between you, me, the guy that worked for Truist or for the
Yep.
tournament, the two girls next to me, and then I think there was like two other people there. We were definitely the youngest in the room outside of the was it first tee?
the
Outside of the first tee,
first
like
tee
kids.
Yeah, no.
We
so
were the youngest in the room.
we certainly stood out, but no, media day was amazing. Actually, we had some awesome we had some chatter with Kara, who's basically our handler, essentially, to make sure that we can get all this coverage. Shout out to Kara, but also
Legend.
can't believe I call her our handler. And then also, of course, we talked to Joey, which is awesome. We're hopefully going to get some more folks on. I'm getting connected right now with the head of the Greater Philadelphia First Tee organization, Bill Heidemann, who's been really vocal and really up in arms, not up in arms, but like arms wide open and getting all the support from
With arms wide open
from Truist, from the PGA Tour, to be able to get a lot of involvement in the first tee area. Hopefully, we can get another folks from Truist. But talk to Joey. Hopefully, we can get I know we have the audio. Might be able to put that on social as some additional.
or use it for quote cards or something.
Exactly. And of course, we'll have Joey on again as we approach the tournament. Got a lot of
On
really
both
cool
shows.
insights.
He's gonna be on both shows. We're getting him on Underground as well.
Perfect. Good. So we got a lot of insights. Joey did point out some things that we didn't get from our show a couple of weeks ago. You're more familiar with the food vendors that are going to be.
Bro, let me tell you, dickheads, the food selection at the Truist Championship is going to be exquisite. When he said that the old Federal Donuts was going to be pulling up to the Truist Championship, I said we got the pristine stuff coming through.
So, like, what do I need to experience now that because he announced a bunch of vendors that like, if it isn't Angelo's and it isn't like what's the D'Alessandro's cheesesteaks, I don't know what it is. So
Yeah,
I've
never heard of the cheesesteak place.
What is it, Gazzo's?
I love cheesesteaks.
Oh, you're in for a treat, kid.
Yeah,
you're in for a fucking treat.
I'm gonna have to look into Gazzo's. I've never heard of them, but I would assume that if they're bringing them to an event like the Truist, they're
the real deal,
way above average.
Yeah.
Let's see, they're in Pottstown.
Like, it's funny because like the cheesesteak debate. I mean, like, I didn't know Angelo's until you brought me which, by the way, dude, it might have been better the second time.
It was 1000% better the second time. Can I just? I was thinking that on the way home. I was like, wow, that one we got this last time was
Christ.
Leaps and bounds. Like, I don't know what they did, but number one, that cheesesteak was thick with like 17 C's.
Dude, I'm fucking looking at the
send you a
paper.
picture.
All right, like it was a lot of cheese and like good amount, like good ratio.
Perfect ratio.
No, like perfect ratio. But like, Ethan,
I'm sending you the picture of this thing wrapped up and opened.
Yeah, first of all, Ethan, you haven't experienced Angelo's cheesesteaks. First of all, you got from when we went to the PXG store, and we're talking to the owner at the front desk. He's like, "You got to get the Cooper Sharp," and I'm like, "What the
Cooper
fuck
Sharp
Cooper
on the
Sharp
cheesesteak, bro?"
I'm like, "What the fuck is Cooper Dijon Sharp cheese?" And he's like, "Oh, it's like the local cheese." I go, "All right, great," because I was always told Whiz. I knew from the guys.
No,
the
I
hate
Villanova, Cheese Whiz.
They used to always go, "Yo, Whiz." So I got Whiz when I went to gyms my like first time, like probably 6 years ago. I went to what's the one by the bridge? It's at Citizens Bank Park.
Tony Luke's.
Went there with Kay. We stopped there on the way to Hershey Park once, and now I've had Angelo's twice. That thing, first of all, the semolina bread with the
I just sent it to you.
The sesame seeds. That right there, like alone, the bread really does make the sandwich. And you don't realize it. And the fact that it's a pizzeria first and a cheesesteak place second means they know how to fucking make bread. That shit was amazing. And I will rave to forever about how good Angelo's was. That was amazing. So,
that looks good.
Dude, that thing wrapped up looked like the fucking torpedo bats that the baseball players are using now.
Oh, you didn't put mayo on it though?
No. Whoa! Violation! Whoa, that's a violation, dickhead. Whoa!
Oh, all right. We're kicking Ethan off screen for a hot sec. That was
the most Massachusetts fucking disgusting violation I've ever heard.
You put mayo on the fucking thing?
Oh,
you've never done that?
No.
Okay, I can't say I've never done that, but I've heard that's a thing.
No,
that's why I said that. I thought that was a Philly thing or something.
Brother, that's like worse than the fucking people I went to college with who like put fucking ranch on everything.
Ugh.
Oh, I do that.
Dude, like there was a girl who I knew, Erin, sweetheart, great girl. But she used to put ranch on like her pasta, and I would literally want to take the pasta bowl and fling it out the window.
Yeah.
I don't mind ranch. I don't mind it. I exclusively eat ranch when I'm eating like mild wings because it kind of takes the edge off because I have the palate of like a 4-year-old. But like outside of that, ranch is gross. If you're putting ranch on pizza, you're putting it on pasta. That's disgusting. I'm sorry.
Pizza is good.
No.
Horrid. That just means the pizza you're eating is bad.
Exactly.
No.
Now, the one thing though that I do want to point out because everyone.
I think it just makes it better.
I put ketchup on my eggs.
Me too.
You don't eat eggs?
No, the smell of eggs make me nauseous.
Loki, I put ketchup and mayo on my eggs, like mix.
Ethan's back out. Mayo on anything, dude. Like, Ethan, there are levels to this shit, bro. I'm gonna Tony Reale you till the cows come home on this show. You kidding me?
Oh my god.
Man goes, I put mayo
Come
on
on.
everything. No, I
You
love
can't you can't hate if you've never tried it.
We're gonna get Ethan like a mayo sponsorship that he has to read the ad for.
I love mayo.
What-
Like spicy mayo, perfect for anything.
What's like the local Philadelphia mayo?
There
company?
is one. There was one on the
Oh,
billboard.
man.
I'll find it. It's the official mayo and something else of the Phillies and the Flyers.
Oh my god, that's actually amazing. Yeah, no, I cannot get past the idea of putting mayo on things. That's just it's a yeah, can't do it.
You know, mayo is like in everything, like every
Yeah,
dressing.
but like, all right, but let's put it this way, right? It's different when you look at it from the perspective of, okay, like
Mike's Amazing Mayo. No free ads.
oh, Mike Smith, yeah, they have that at Mets games. Yeah, it's
Like,
it's yeah.
My favorite thing about a BLT is the mayo on like the hot toast. It's like it makes the sandwich.
Mayo is a good counterpart to the rest of the food. It should not be the thing that you are looking forward to when you're consuming it.
I'm not saying it's the thing, but like it's like on eggs. I'm looking forward to the eggs, obviously. I mean,
Something-
it depends. The school eggs here aren't that great, so
That's true too. I mean, look, it's Quinnipiac dining food. It's not. It's the probably the most mid thing of all time.
Get in the Hole is brought to you by PHI Apparel Company, our incredible merch partners. PHI Apparel Co. provides unique designs and high quality clothing from t-shirts to hoodies for every golfer around. With their original designs for all, there's no doubt you'll stand out on the course, the driving range, or at the 19th hole. Go to phiapparel.co and use code UNDERGROUND at checkout for 10% off any order. That's code UNDERGROUND at phiapparel.co and grab exclusive Get in the Hole podcast merch and support your favorite golfers.
Hello and welcome to Get in the Hole. Steve McAvoy, Kyle Bennett sitting in for Benjamin James Pirro. I have no idea what his middle name is. And of course, our boy Ethan up in the corner. Welcome in to Get in the Hole, presented by Underground Sports Philadelphia, right here in the Underground, live on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and wherever you can get these three beautiful faces all over your screen. There you go. That gorgeous fucking face. Brought to you today and every day by our friends at 47 Brand. With the warm weather almost here, that means golf season is upon us. That also means that you need a good hat and some good apparel to get you all around the course, both looking fresh, but also keeping that sun out of your face. And 47 Brand is the perfect option for that awesome golf outing hat from their vacation, rangefinder, mulligan, and milkwood styles. For your favorite MLB teams and the exclusive home for all your TGL headwear, you can check out 47 Brand with the link in our description and get everything related to the game we love. Get free shipping on all orders with the code, with the link in our description. Geez, with our awesome partners at 47 Brand. Again, free shipping on all orders when you use the link in our description and get ready to hit the course, the range, or the clubhouse with 47 Brand. Also want to shout out our guys over at FOCO. Of course, we've got the Final Four is set. The first time Ryan Hammer called this, friend of the program. Ryan Hammer called it. The last time we had 4 number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament in the Final Four was back in San Antonio. Guess where we're back at? San Antonio.
It was
Final
also
Four.
in 2008. Phillies fans, just take note. What else happened in 2008? Just observing. Windhorse fingers. Observing.
The New York Giants won the Super Bowl.
The Philadelphia Phillies also won the World Series on my birthday.
Actually, I'm pretty sure in 08, the Giants won the Super Bowl on my birthday.
It was the 07 season, but the Super Bowl took place in 08. Yeah.
February 6th, I think. I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
One of the
because
Giants.
rain delay.
Yes, you're right. One of the Giant Super Bowls happened on my birthday, and then those assholes choose to move it back a week, and now all of a sudden I can never get it on my birthday. And that's going to go back another week because what else is new? But yeah, no, shout out to FOCO. Our bracket challenge has been going off. Actually, my friend Zach texted me. He goes, I have a chance to win. I think he needs Houston, and he has Florida. He needs Florida to win it all, but beat Houston in the finals.
This is a cool new feature that the ESPN Bracket Challenge presented by FOCO has. Once you get like down to the nitty gritty of the tournament, they have the group forecast, and it shows you who has the best percentage odds to win, what needs to be done. Because even right now, in our group, Tater Renzenbrink leads the group with 1,100 points and a 99% accurate bracket with 1,740 max points remaining. According to the group forecast, Tater Renzenbrink only has a 6.5% chance to win.
Who has
Because
the highest percentage?
that would be Mickey's Madness, who is in second place. They have Auburn to win it all. That is all they need. They have a 24.4% chance to win, top 3 or top 5. Best in the company, and a 19.2% chance to win is DJ.
Definitely wasn't me. I had Gonzaga in the Final Four. That one fucking shot me in the face.
But Tater Renzenbrink has Florida to win. The only reason they're a 6.5% chance to win, but 25.7% chance for top 3 and top 5 is because they have Houston over Duke, and Duke is the large favorite to win.
The odds-on favorite.
So they would need a massive upset there, which would be crazy. But shout out to the OG. My dad got the entire Final Four correct.
Good for him. I honestly, like, I shouldn't have overthought it. You know, I saw a whole stat about like Cinderellas, and we all have to follow the Cinderella, right? Most of them were like you could have probably seen them being in the Final Four. The only ones over the last like 5 years that were like shocks was FAU and then the 15 seeds in the Elite Eight. Like, you shouldn't have expected, like, NC State was a predictable team to go deep in the tournament. Syracuse 7 years ago was a predictable team to go deep in the tournament. Like, you can't, like the 8-1, I understand I took Gonzaga over Houston. I shouldn't have overthought it. I very well should have just taken Houston and just rode the wave. Because it's funny, I had 14 out of 16 Sweet 16 teams, and the rest of the bracket is totally right. Everything else fucked me up. Like the first 2 rounds, I was all over the place. The only things that I had in the bracket going deep that were wrong was Illinois, and I had like UC San Diego or Yale in the Sweet 16. Otherwise, I had almost everything right. Oh, and St. John's.
Can I just wax poetic? My
Please.
women's bracket is cooking. I know women's ball like no other. Can I just break down my bracket?
Before you do this, can I ask you how much women's ball have you watched at the entirety of the year?
I watch a decent amount. Like I like Paige Beckers. I love Dawn Staley, so like I root for South Carolina to succeed because I love Dawn Staley. But genuinely, probably like I got into women's basketball a long time ago. Like I had the fattest crush, and I'm not afraid to admit it, on Elena Deladon. Like that was like I found her gorgeous, and I loved her style of play. Plus, she played at Delaware, so she was like semi-local to me. So it was like a connection there. And that's really when I first started watching women's basketball.
Elena Deladon and Skylar Diggins and who am I missing? Oh,
Candace
God.
Parker. Like,
no, hold on. Tip of my tongue name. Crap. Oh, Kelsey Plum. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And like now that the WNBA like is getting more prominent, and like I got into the WNBA like just following along because of people we're mutuals with, because when the New England Black Wolves existed in the NLL, same ownership as the Connecticut Sun, and all of your Quinnipiac alumni from Robin Brown to Tyler Brocious to Annette Hogan and the rest of those fine dandy humans who I'm still friends with to this day across the board. I was like rooting for the Connecticut Sun, and then Robin and Annette went to Phoenix, and Natasha Cloud was on the Phoenix Mercury, so I was rooting for Natasha because she's Philly born and bred. Now she's on the New York Liberty, so I have rooting interest for the New York Liberty because Natasha Cloud's on the squad.
Shout out to the Lib.
They have a great jersey color scheme too.
They do.
It's just beautiful.
It's good.
And then with Philly getting a WNBA team sooner rather than later, like I've been very invested in women's basketball because it's very fun to watch. But let me wax poetic about this bracket because I cooked. Mind you, I filled this out the morning of because I was like, I've never done a women's bracket. Let me do this. My percentages, Steve. Out of 320 points in the round of 64, I accumulated 280 points.
How many did you get wrong?
4. In the round of 32, out of 320 points, I accumulated 260 points. In the Sweet 16, I went perfect. I am 2 wins away by Texas and UConn tonight going perfect in the Elite 8. Which will then give me a perfect Final Four. And then if South Carolina takes down
Texas,
UConn,
okay,
I will have a perfect from Sweet 16 on.
that's absolutely insane.
I picked UCLA to go. They had never been to the Final Four in their women's basketball history, which is a crazy thing to like conceptualize. Yeah. But I have perfect Elite 8 and on the precipice of potentially perfect Final Four for the women's.
Because I barely know women's ball, I took Notre Dame to beat Texas, and that didn't happen.
I have 1,020 points, and my bracket's 98.8%, and I'm ranked 42,540 on ESPN.
There is one of Dylan's friends, Finn.
Mm-hmm.
He legitimately has 2 wrong in the entire men's bracket.
Wow.
He picked everything right. He has 2 incorrect picks, and it was UC San Diego over actually no, sorry. It was Yale over A&M, and he took Clemson over McNeese. That's it. Everything else is right. Which is insane.
Good for him. What's still good for everyone, our link in the description and our code now through the end of the tournament. Use code Underground10 when you shop with FOCO. Steve, I'm happy to announce we might have to do a live stream. I ordered my Lincoln Financial Field Brixels. I ordered the Brixels.
Are we going to do a setup?
We might have to do a setup on the overhead cam and just my hands constructing everything.
Live stream, the time lapse video is going to go so hard.
It was going to hit like crack. Use the link in the description. That way FOCO knows you're coming from us, and use code Underground10 now through April 8th to get 10% off your next order at checkout from our friends at FOCO.
My wife and I were actually in the Lego store, and I asked somebody because you could buy like one of the giant ones of like some of the soccer stadiums, like Old Trafford, and I'm like, hey, like when are you gonna make a baseball stadium one? And they go, well, I only work here part time, and I'm like, yeah, but like, are they gonna do more stadiums? And they go, I don't know. They actually just came out with the full size F1 cars. They're insane.
Yep, Casey and Owen have been getting
literally like size of my desk.
Casey and Owen have been getting like the smaller ones.
Yeah,
because obviously they're big.
They have a Costco
one, obviously. But Owen's a big Lego guy, and that's like dream company for us to like get on board with Underground Circuit. Love Legos. I have a ton over here that are just I'm waiting to build them.
So wild story about Lego before we get going. I loved Lego. I had boxes and boxes and boxes of Legos. And then when my mom, when I got my Xbox from my cousin, it was like a hand-me-down. I started playing it, and I stopped playing like Lego. One day, I show up in my room, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna play Lego," and I'm like, "Mom, where'd Legos go?" And she was like, "Oh, you haven't played in like a month. I threw them out."
Judy,
like, Mom, you threw my Legos?
Did she not listen to AJR? Oh no, don't throw out my Legos.
Mom threw out the Legos. Mom threw out the GameCube.
No, Steve.
Dude,
Steve,
my GameCube.
Truist weekend. Am I gonna have to bring the GameCube to the Airbnb?
Holy shit! Are we gonna exclusively play MVP 05 and Tiger Woods PGA Tour 04?
I have Madden 08, Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Oh my God,
I have Pokemon Coliseum.
So actually, what's really funny is There's a game store by my not by my house growing up called it's called Retro Relics. Say that 8 times fast. And
Retro relics. Yeah, never mind.
so Kay's uncle or Uncle Billy, now mind you, Kay's family, you saw them at the wedding. Her dad's one of 7. Her uncle is like probably like early 40s probably. And Kay's parents are like they kind of like they don't hoard, but they have a lot of like old things. Like I asked Kay one day, I'm like, hey, like who's that kid that we knew in like 3rd grade? And her mom had like the old class lists. That's like that's the kind of stuff they have. They have Kay's uncle's old PS2, the giant boxy one. I'm gonna take it, and I have verbals from her dad that I can have it. I want to get Guitar Hero, and like
I love Guitar Hero.
all the games.
I have that
And
too.
the place Retro Relics is selling a Guitar Hero set for like $100. You can get like all the games and everything, dude. Let's go! Like I love that shit.
I have Guitar Hero. I just have to get a new drum set for the like World Tour one because the pads like stopped working.
The pads get messed up, dude. Rock
But I
Band
have 2
2,
guitars. Like I have the Wii. I have every game system that I grew up
Do you
on. I have my
happen
Game
to
Boy
have-
Color that still works.
Do you happen to have Guitar Hero Aerosmith?
I don't have Aerosmith.
The goated game.
Let's see.
I used
One of
to
my friends
mess
has
up
it.
Guitar Hero Aerosmith and the Beatles Rock Band was like amazing. And the first song, because all right, so I got Guitar Hero 3, and I like got really good at it, but I never got a song 100% on expert. I got Guitar Hero World Tour. The first song I ever got expert was literally the first playthrough ever of Band on the Run.
Steve,
It's like
you can
probably
get
$10.
Guitar Hero Aerosmith on Amazon on PlayStation 2 for $15.99 right now.
Yeah, it's so cheap.
Oh, you know what else I have on the GameCube? Tony Hawk's Underground, Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and Tony Hawk's American Wasteland.
Dude, let's go. We're the Airbnb, bro. If any pro golfer, if any content creator, if anybody in the golf community wants to come to the Airbnb the weekend of the Truist, we got
Full
the
skate
GameCube,
tournament.
we got the Wii. We'll do a Smash tournament. You can come.
Yes.
You can come take me on one-on-one in Guitar Hero. Grant Horvath, pull up. That'd be the funniest shit of all time.
No items. Fox only. Final destination.
Oh my god! Well, what's the little like corner in that one melee map? It's like the castle, like
Oh
floating
yeah, the
castle.
Zelda one.
Yes, the little corner. Me and my friends call it Fight Club. It's underground, and you can't leave it. You just got to fight down there. You have no choice. And I suck at melee,
it was
by the way.
Hyrule Temple.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Hyrule Temple. That was the one.
Because there was
Oh my
that, and then
God.
there was Great Bay that had the turtle that would just like drag you off the screen when you least expected it. I was like, you son of a bitch.
Oh my god, I'm terrible at melee. But by the way, all right, let's get into the actual bones of this show as we're a half hour in of just absolute nonsense and talking about cheesesteaks. So LIVGolf, as we lead off the show, has announced a content creator series, very different from what we already have on the PGA Tour and the Creator Classic. It's funny we're bringing up the Creator Classic because we actually had when we spoke to Joey, we're talking about the importance of having the Creator Classic at the Truist, which is coming up in only a month, which is like crazy to think about, and like how it adds to the leverage of the event. Well, now apparently LIVGolf is getting in on their first ever event. They are going to have a slew of professional golfers, content creators. They're going to have folks commentating like Mason Nutt, Andrew Santino, who's a great big-time golfer, Bobby Fairways, Joey Coldcuts. Of course, Pat Perez is going to be in the event. Some of the names that are currently included: Sergio Garcia is going to be playing with George Bryan. Bubba's playing with Luke Kwan from Good. Joaquin Neiman with Rick Shields, which is going to be a killer matchup. Phil Mickelson and Grant Horvat. Why they're allowing those two goats to play together is ridiculous. Wesley Bryan with DJ and Cameron Smith and Fat Perez, also an insane collection of guys. That's going to be happening. I don't totally know when. I believe, it's going to be it's streaming exclusively on Grant Horvath's YouTube channel, premiering Saturday, April 5th. So it's going to come this week, and they're going to start in Doral for LIVGolf Miami. Now, the really interesting thing about this,
Well done, Grant. Well done to get that on your YouTube channel.
leverage.
What a fucking gangster move. Bravo, good sir. That's an honorary shout of the week.
What do you do if you like if you're Grant Horvath? Do you walk in, flop your dick on the table, and just say, "Hey, give me this shit"? I am your man.
Now I keep breaking this down. I just want to see a comparison between his YouTube channel and the LIVGolf.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, one of the cool things, not cool, but one of the crazy things that I thought came out of this was that apparently, according to Flushing at Golf and their creator, I'm drawing a blank on Tom Hobbs. Apparently, the creators were reached out to by the PGA Tour. Now, many of these creators, Grant Horvath, Fat Perez, Luke Kwan, and others, were included in the content creator series. Well, apparently, the PGA Tour threatened sanctions against them for participating in a live event. Apparently, the creators stood their ground. Those sanctions have since been dropped. But there are two people in particular who can still be suspended from the Creator Classic because they happen to be members of the PGA Tour. Now, it's not confirmed who exactly stood their ground and went against LIVGolf on this, but it's been pointed out that because everybody on both technically LIV, and the PGA Tour are independent contractors, if you're not making any money from the PGA Tour, then it's totally fine that you do this, which is essentially every single person except for the Bryans, who both, of course, are PGA Tour card holders, have been for many years, have made money at events. Do you think this might cause a bit of a stir, potentially, knowing that both George and Wesley have their YouTube channel, are committed to this week? Maybe the PGA Tour isn't serious because it's just a creator thing. But as two PGA Tour members, where do you think they lie in this situation?
It is pretty fascinating. I just did some math too. Grant Horvath has nearly 4 times the amount of subscribers on his YouTube channel than LIVGolf.
I'm not shocked.
Grant has 1.12 million. No big deal. LIVGolf has 384,000.
And that's crazy too to think about, because LIVGolf as a function of everybody else trying to get players to get more involved on social. I mean, Bryson's channel probably has 4 times as many as LIV too, but surprising that they're not co-sanctioning stuff like that. Like you should be able to watch on Grant's channel, on Bryson's channel, on the LIV channel.
Bryson has 1.79 million.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy how LIV hasn't tried to reap the benefits of these guys' accounts.
Yeah, I feel like there's it's one of those weird spots almost too, where it's it almost feels like they're extorting Grant for his views, which sure, of course. And why would Grant say no? Because people are gonna know that it's on his channel, so he's got fans obviously that are gonna tune in. But it is weird. It does feel kind of under the radar, kind of scummy.
Yeah, well, is it though extortion, because you're still flooding the views to his?
Or not
channel.
extorting.
Exploiting.
Exploiting is the word I'm looking for. Yes.
I mean, you're still funneling everything through his channel. I think either way, it's cool. It would be a different thing if they had it through LIV, they knew they weren't going to get as many views, but just leverage what you can at that point. I mean, I don't blame them for doing that. If anything, it makes sense. You're going to put your eyes in front of 1.2 million people comparatively who are actually dedicated fans. I will say this. I think that it's interesting because the Creator Classic is one thing, right? And they had other people involved, but the fact that they can now do a match play with multiple players and do a 4-ball, I think makes this really compelling and very new and interesting. And it's similar to what Netflix did with their F1 PGA crossover kind of thing, but of course that's all pro celebrity kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time we're seeing content creators with other big time names. I'm surprised Bryson's not involved in this. I'm surprised Brooks isn't involved in this. I mean, the players they do have are still notable,
Mhm.
but like Bryson as the YouTube creator,
Yeah,
I feel like should be a part
that's
of
the
it.
one that's like I get why Brooks isn't in it. Like that doesn't feel like his lane that he
Yeah.
drives into in particular, but it is shocking that Bryson's not a part of it for sure. Unless it's one of those things where like, from a Bryson perspective, knowing that it's on Grant's channel,
That's
he's
true.
like, hey, if I'm not going to reap any benefit here of people subscribing to my channel and me getting the views, not that I think Bryson is that way full blown, but for something of that stature and nature that will get the internet golf community to tune into the content, I wonder if that's like in the back of Bryson's head is like, yeah, I'm good on that.
But you know what? At that point, because again, there's going to be they haven't announced who's going to be like on the ground for coverage. They only mentioned some of the guys from like Bob Does Golf and Intern Mason Nutt. But it would be interesting to see what if somebody like a Bryson does like punditry for this event, because you want to have a pro golfer or somebody adjacent to be able to give analysis. I think that could be where he does this way. It's not him. Oh, I'm golfing, but I'm doing it on Grant's channel. No, I'm doing it for me, and I'm doing it for my company that I work for, essentially. Because unlike the PGA Tour, technically they are employees of LIVGolf because of the money that they've been given from them directly. So that right there is a whole other thing to debate. But fascinating to see that the PGA Tour wants to try and get under everyone else's skin and be like, hey, like you shouldn't be doing this.
Are we surprised?
We really shouldn't be. Before we go to the other side of the show and take a short break, I want to talk about our social clip of the week. This is a new segment that I want to bring up. Some sort of a meme or a clip that I found interesting this week in the world of golf, courtesy of, I want to make sure that I get this absolutely right. It is courtesy of on Instagram, top 5 lists 11. He posted a comparison, majors, runner-ups, top 5 finishes, missed cuts, top 3 finishes, tour wins, and tour runner-ups, comparison between Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus. And while we can debate this all we want, it should be really a debate for next week. But of course, as we're only a week away from the Masters, it's compelling to talk about it now. When you look at the numbers between both guys, Jack's got 18 majors to Tiger's 15. That probably will not be broken. Tiger's well past his era. Major runner-ups, Jack's got 19 to Tiger's 7. Major top 5s, Jack 56 to Tiger's 33. Tiger's missed 12 cuts. Jack's missed 6 in majors. Top 3 finishes, 46 for Jack, 26 for Tiger. Tiger's got 82 tour wins total. Jack's got 72, so there goes 1 for Tiger. And then Jack's got 57 runner-ups on tour to Tiger's 31. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-1 Jack over Tiger. And it got the golf community kind of questioning, hey, who truly is the GOAT? What would you think? Jack or Tiger?
I feel like I'm in an Inter Miami press conference right now. Did you see that clip?
Yes.
What an embarrassment. I genuinely feel like this is golf's just version of Michael Jordan and LeBron.
It truly is.
They are such different players, and golf is such a unique sport where, like, if you put the work in and you're just talented enough, like, anyone can kind of succeed to a degree. Not saying everyone can be Tiger, not saying everyone can be Jack, but, like, they had that it factor about them, and like we've seen runs, right now that like guys like Scotty Scheffler are on and things like that. Like it's almost like pick your own poison. I think for like the era of you and I and Ethan to a degree as well, like we didn't grow up with Jack.
Yeah.
So like, how can we kind of argue for or against him in particular? Like, we recognize his greatness, but our era, like, we grew up in the heyday of Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Like, that's who we grew up watching. Like, I caught the tail end of Michael Jordan's greatness and the tail end of his career. But like, I grew up watching LeBron James. I grew up watching like that next gen of superstardom, and not saying one is better than the other. It's just what I have cognizant memory of and what I like saw with my own two eyeballs in witnessing greatness. I think greatness is such an open-ended debate topic that everyone has a different vantage point of what greatness can be. And it's open to interpretation. There's going to be people who say Patrick Mahomes is better than Tom Brady. There's going to be people that say Tom Brady remains the GOAT. And I am full in agreement with Tom Brady being the greatest to ever do it until somebody does something that Tom never did. Like, you kind of have to like one up the guy who's in that GOAT chair in order to like really like cement yourself. And I don't think LeBron has done anything to like one up Michael Jordan per se. And I don't think Tiger has really done anything to one up Jack one way or another. Like, they've had their own linear paths of greatness. And if you told me Jack was your GOAT or Tiger was your GOAT, I'm not gonna knock you for it.
Yeah. So I think there's a couple of things that stand out for me here. One, and I've mentioned this so many times, Jack was playing in an era where there was only really 4 or 5 guys any given week who could win an event. Tiger played, while early on it was competitive. There's always been like a new second man that he always had to fight with. At first it was Phil, then it was Rory, then like later on it was Spieth, and to a degree Ricky. Like, those were kind of the eras and the people that he had to overcome, not even overcome, but just be better than. And Tiger had that like Kobe mentality, like I'm going to kill you in every single way until you submit to me. And he kind of did have that Jordan flair. Jack was a great player and he did all these amazing things, but he did it in a much weaker field sort of way. In the Jordan LeBron debate, I always talk about how, while Jordan has the rings, which even in this case Tiger doesn't have, but Jordan, while he did trump the Ewings and the Malones and the Stocktons and the Olajuwons and all these other guys, the competition there was still different from what LeBron James deals with now. LeBron, throughout his entire career, with the exception of a couple of instances in Miami and Cleveland, was in the hardest conferences, was playing the hardest competition. He had to get through Kevin Durant. He had to get through Dirk Nowitzki. He had to get through Melo. He had to get through all these different names, all these Kawhi. So many different things. Plus, also, he's incredibly athletic and versatile. He could play all 5 positions. The one thing that I cannot critique Jack about, and this is really what makes Jack greater than Tiger, was just the longevity. The fact that he played 44 years and played so well from 60. I think his first big surgery was like 1999. After 35 years of playing golf. That's the thing. Like with Tiger, it's like he had his infidelity issue, which that caused him some grief. He had the injury in 2016, or the injury in 2013, then in 2016, then coming back from 2019, and he won the Masters. It's like, oh my God, Tiger's back. And now again, the other injuries, he almost got double amputation. Like, all these different things that have drawn up that could have been, hey, what could have been Tiger to get the most wins all time at 83? What could have stopped him from getting 3 more majors or having 5 more runner-ups? I understand the numbers are pretty deep when it comes to runner-ups, top 3s, tour runner-ups, but he could have very well gotten probably 3 more majors had those injuries never happened. And that's, I think, where Tiger differentiates himself, right? LeBron doesn't have the rings that Jordan has, but LeBron's got more MVPs. He's got more all-star games. He's got more all-defensive first teams, all offensive first teams. Tiger's got, 11 PGA Player of the Year awards. He's got 11 PGA Tour Player of the Year awards. He's won the money list 10 years. He was the Rookie of the Year. Like, compared to Jack's got less of those titles, which in the grand scheme you can debate either way. But I think Tiger alone, on the fact that he played in the hardest fields at the time, and again, we're not even talking about how he overcame from Phil to Furyk to Ernie Els to Davis Love, all of these names, Steve Stricker, on top of Rory and Spieth, and now, I mean, not really Scotty, but even the guys of the early 2020s, late 2010s, lot deeper fields than what Jack had to overcome. I think that's why Tiger is still my GOAT. And I wish the what if of these injuries really kind of prevails a lot.
And you know what people can do, Steve? Because it's now active. They can leave us a voicemail with their thoughts on the Jack versus Tiger debate.
Hell yeah.
The Judy Mack voicemail line is now open. It's linked in the description. It's speakpipe.com/getintheholepod. You have to start every voicemail with Hi Podcast Land or some sort of variation of that to pay homage to our queen, Judy Mack. But you can leave us a voicemail. We'll react to them each and every week if you leave them. It's speakpipe.com/getintheholepod. It is linked in the description. And hopefully we get the voicemails flooding in.
You're also more than welcome to start off with, what's up, dickheads?
Yeah, what up, dickheads? First time, long time.
Oh my God. Fucking love it. Is there a Philadelphia equivalent to like calling in Francesa for like Jason Giambi stuff?
I wouldn't say to like that comedic degree, but like calling into WIP is at any show.
The Delco guys are just insane.
Delco, Montco, fucking the main line over there, Villanova with their new basketball coach, bro.
Yo, Kevin Willard, man, they're going places.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
But now they got to deal with Benny P and Richie P.
Yeah, you know, it's fucking Big East basketball. It just means more.
Just means more. But you know who still sucks? Shaka Smart. He can't do anything.
That dude fucking stinks, bro.
We're going to take a short break. On the other side, we'll get to our shout-outs of the week. We got a bunch to get to. A lot of cheers, a lot of jeers. And we're only a week away from Augusta. All roads lead down to the Peach State. We got to talk about who is playing this week in the Valero out in the San Antonio area. Before we can get to Augusta, though, we'll talk about who's in, who's out currently in the field at the Masters, and who needs a big week to get to Augusta National. We'll be right back here from the Underground. For KB Ethan, I'm Steve. We'll be right back. What's up, dickheads? Welcome back.
Yo,
I needed to start. I needed to start a segment with that. I'm thinking every time now we leave the show off, I'm just gonna go, "What up, dickheads?"
Except for Stevie Mac. What the fuck is up, bro?
First time, long time. I want to give you my shout out to the week presented by Acorn Hills. The guys, the dudes who rep Acorn Hills, they know what's up. They know what's happening. Changing clothing through conservation. They're offering some of the best apparel in the industry, from quarter zips to ball markers, t-shirts, hoodies, everything for on and off the golf course, all while bringing you biodegradable clothing tags, packaging, recycled materials. I've been doing some more research on Acorn Hills. I mentioned this when we first interviewed Nate a long time ago, but those clothing tags, can plant them in the ground. You can get upwards of 5 different kinds of flowers from across the country. How amazing is it? You might even be lucky enough to get some azaleas now as we approach the Masters, bringing you again those awesome plantable clothing tags, packaging, recycled materials, and for every dollar spent, the National Forest Foundation will plant a seedling to promote afforestation across our great land. After all, this land is your land, and this land is my land. From California to the something else, from the redwood forest,
New York Island.
New York Island.
Thank you. Fuck
your fucking backyard, dickhead.
This land was made for you and me. Actually, what was I looking at the other day? Sorry, hold on. Let me finish the ad read. Be sure to use code GITH. It's getting the whole 15 for 15% off your next order at acornhillsco.com. Again, GITH 15 for 15% off your next order at acornhillsco.com. And look your best from the ground up. I was reading somewhere that the guy who wrote This Land Is Your Land also wrote a iconic like theme song or something. And I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, this is great podcasting once again. Woody Guthrie. What did Woody Guthrie write? What are the songs that Woody Guthrie wrote? There was like a really, really like famous song. And I'm drawing a blank on what it was. When I find it, I'm gonna like immediately know it, but oh, yes, he wrote the original lyrics. Ethan, you'll love this. To I'm Shipping Up to Boston.
Oh, really?
Yes, he wrote the opening of the song. I was shit you not. No pun intended. I'm on the toilet this morning and I'm watching like reels, and this came up. It's like a guy who does like pop culture things and like stuff you didn't know about like movies, TV, and music. And he's like, yeah, like Woody Guthrie wrote a poem that was the opening lyrics to I'm Shipping Up to Boston, and the Dropkick Murphys just like discovered it, and they were like, you know what, let's put it to an Irish bagpipes and penny whistles, and it went like multi-platinum. And it was also in the movie The Departed. Shout out to Boston. But yeah,
a great song called "Tear the Fascists Down." Fuck yeah.
He also has a song. Woody. He also has an old song called "Old Man Trump." Not about Donald Trump whatsoever, but it kind of works out.
He also has a song called the Crawdad song.
The Crawdads. Woody Guthrie, the pioneer of
Woody Guthrie is making a case for getting the whole Hall of Fame that we'll do later this year.
He may have to. Well, there's already some big time candidates, including the sprinkler head that Adam had when fucked up the other week,
and our pissing turtle.
Pissing turtle. Oh yes. Another story for another day. I want to give a shout out to Minwoo Lee here in his first victory on the PGA Tour at the Houston Open this week. He outlasted a wild chasing pack. Also want to give KB a shout out. Scotty Scheffler, winner without Minwoo Lee. Back-to-back weeks, cashing. First it was Victor Hovland. Now it's Scotty. A crazy chasing pack on that Sunday for Minwoo Lee. Gary Woodland made a huge eagle on 17 to go dead heat with Scotty Scheffler. Sammy Valimaki was up in the pack. Scotty, of course. There was other names. Wyndham Clark, Rory McIlroy had big weeks. So a big chasing pack, but Minwoo Lee finally gets that first inaugural win on tour. We got a Minwoo Lee win before GTA 6 and a Cameron Young win. How about that?
Dr. Chipinski, baby.
Dude, Minwoo Lee getting his first win before both Fleetwood and Cameron Young. It's like feeding families.
Also, him dropping a "Let Him Cook" in the post-game, post-match presser was just cinema.
Dude, all of the social media accounts posting him in the hat, "Let Him Cook" with a little trophy, just absolutely incredible. I like you can't not love it. But while we're shouting out Minwoo Lee, I want to give a jeer to Alejandro Tosti. Shout out to the jeers from Sports Nation back with Cowherd and Beetle. We're bringing it over to this show because they've been out of commission for over a decade. There was a bit of tension on course on Saturday. So apparently, like Minwoo Lee's big thing has been like using aim point, and apparently it takes a while on the greens in order to do it. He had an unplayable on Saturday that it took him 12 minutes to call. He didn't get a rules official in. He was kind of just debating, do I do this or not? Toasty, who was behind him, got really annoyed about the slow play, and then proceeded on Friday, he was behind. On Saturday, when he was ahead of Minwoo, played quote-unquote exceptionally slow to get back at him. Needless to say, Minwoo Lee, with an 8-inch putt to win the tournament, went into his aim point setup just to kind of push it back at him. Social media was going crazy. I think it's a little bit overstated. We're talking a lot about like rules officials taking their time to get over and all these different things that go on with unplayables and balls out of bound or just rules in general. I understand the time it takes in order to get these things sorted out, but don't make it like a big deal because you're only causing a bottleneck for everybody else if you're going to cause a big stir about it.
Yeah, cue the SpongeBob where he's tied up in the jellyfish fields. Loser.
World class violin for Alejandro here. I whatever. Get over it. Deal with it. Want to give a shout out to Michael Kim, who had a top 35 finish this week. Not only did it get him a nice chunk of change? Because as they always say, you make a lot of money for coming in 30th, according to Kevin Kisner. He also locked himself into the top 50 in the official World Golf rankings. That means that he is in the field next week at Augusta. Michael Kim, me and Ben talked about it a few weeks ago when he had a top 5 finish at the Arnold Palmer. This is a guy who, first of all, great social media follow, but also somebody who, for a long time, struggled to even make a cut. Like there was a time 4 or 5 years ago where Michael Kim was 19 events, 15 of them were missed cuts, was not able to get a footing in whatsoever. He's jumped all the way from the mid 100s in the OWGR to top 50, locks in a date at Augusta. I believe it's his first time going to Augusta. A huge win for him. He withdrew from the event this week to lock himself in. Awesome stuff from Michael Kim. Proud of him to be able to get to where he is. He deserves the appreciation and the love. This is a long-time grinder of the golf game who's finally getting things to pay off in what's already been easily his best season to date in his entire career. It's lasted over a decade.
Very fun. I brought some shout outs this week that are both golf and not golf related.
Yes, please.
That won't show up on the banner ad because I don't have the banners written out for them. Number one, I got to give a shout out to the Torpedo Bat, taking the baseball season by storm. Listen, everyone's up in arms because the Yankees did it first, and it's the Yankees.
They actually didn't.
I know, but it's the one that like broke the internet with it.
Yeah.
Everyone's been doing it. It's legal. I feel very seen because this is very like tush push adjacent.
Which also make a band now.
Which shout out to Nick Sirianni. He's out there fighting the good fight and making sure people are standing down on business. And it's very funny that every team trying to get the tush push ban are the ones that the Eagles went belt to ass on in the playoffs. Anyway,
belt to ass.
BTA. The Torpedo Bat, it's good for baseball. It makes people score runs if it's working and creating offense in a sport where the pitchers are the storyline right now, and it just creates like a balanced game again. Cool, do it. Not everyone's gonna have success with it. I was at Philly's home opener today. Alec Boehm used it for the first time. He only got 5 practice swings in pregame with it. He didn't know hit a home run with it. It's not a guaranteed home run that you're going to hit it with. It's a legal thing until Major League Baseball changes the rule. Every player, if they feel they want to use it or try it, they should. Why not?
I mean, hey, Francisco Lindor used it for the last month of the season last year. Look what he did in his big run. He used it now again. He went 0 for 11 in his first 11 at-bats.
Aaron Judge and Kyle Schwarber are not using them, and they're nuking the ball.
Yeah,
like
literally.
It's just another way for players to find an advantage that's legal. Although I did see a very funny tweet. It said, Torpedo Bat takes steroids like a man.
By the way, I want to give a shout out to the guy Sal who's in the Yankees engineering department. They literally hired a fucking MIT engineer to just fucking create bats for them. It's tremendous.
Menace. Shout out to Victus Bats as well. They just got the Torpedo Bat in stock there, and I believe Bryce Harper, Bryson Stott, Brandon Marsh, and Alec Boehm all have orders coming in with the Torpedo Bat. So we're going to see that from the Phillies soon. But shout out to the Torpedo Bat. It's the first week of the season. It's got the internet going crazy, and everyone's talking about baseball, which is a great thing in my opinion. My second shout out of the week goes to friend of the program, Max Schreiber. He tweeted today on an ESPN Masters conference call with Andy North and Curtis Strange. I asked them about Tiger Woods' future. North's answer was pretty revealing, but also touching. So Max's question, shout out to Max being on a Masters press conference call. Second, shout out to him for getting such a good answer about one of the legends of the game. His question, I was just wondering what you guys perhaps think about the future of Tiger Woods' playing career. Andy North, boy, that's a loaded question. I've got to believe that deep down in my heart, he is one of the great competitors of all time. But if he didn't have any children, I don't know if he'd be playing now. I think one of the reasons he's worked so hard after the accident was because it gave him a great opportunity to spend so much time with Charlie and play golf with his son and watch Charlie get better. He made a comment to me one time, is that there are days Charlie comes home from school and embarrasses me into going and playing 9 holes late in the afternoon with him. I think that's something that's so special. shout out to Max for getting a quote about a legend of the game like that.
Yeah, no, that's
Because
great.
that's a quote you don't necessarily see about Tiger Woods all the time, and it's very insightful to get that going around the internet. Shout out to Max. My next shout out is the grandpa tattoo. Did you see the grandpa tattoo?
His
We
6
need-
hole in one.
We need to find out who grandpa is and get him on the show because he is running away with my first ballot undisputed Hall of Fame vote for the Get in the Hall of Fame. Grandpa just got his 6th hole in one. He got a hole in one. He has a hole in one tattoo, Ethan. I'll send you this picture. This tattoo is amazing. It's a hole in one with the pin and everything, and it's got every year that Grandpa hit a hole in one. 1979. Then he waited until 2007 for his next one. 2017, 2021, 2022, and then 2024. Grandpa's been on a heater, first of all, since the turn of the decade. But what an absolute legend and what a flex of a tattoo.
You know, that's freaking studly. No, I saw it in passing, and I'm like, what the hell is this? This is kind of sick. Yeah, no, I was all in on this one. If I didn't have the pain tolerance like a 4-year-old, I would absolutely get in on this this tat. However, I do not have a hole in one yet in my life.
That is electric.
But hopefully that'll change because I got new irons
Hey-o.
coming soon. Not going to reveal what they are yet. That's going to come in a official unboxing video.
It's time for another unboxing. My
Shout
next
out
shout out. Oh, no, go ahead.
I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Hiroshi over at the PJ Superstore in Westbury. Awesome dude. Great fitting. Johnny hooked me up with him. Just a fucking great guy. I'm hitting the ball every shot. He's like, great shot, Steve. Great shot. I'm like, dude, like you're like my fucking cheerleader. I got to bring you on the golf course now.
My next shout out is the Super Bowl champs. I was at Philly's home opener today, and I knew from Friday night when I was at the sneak peek for what's new at Citizens Bank Park. Thank you to the Phillies for having us out. That a special ceremonial first pitch was happening. I didn't know what to expect. But up on the Jumbotron comes a pre-recorded video of Brandon Graham, and then Brandon Graham walks out onto the field with the Lombardi trophy in hand, followed by Saquon Barkley. They throw out the ceremonial first pitch today. The place erupted. It was amazing. Shout out to Brandon Graham and Saquon Barkley. My next shout out is the God's Country meme. This shit has me fucking cackling. Morgan Wallen is a fucking moron for getting caught leaving SNL like that. Like, buddy, just wait 20 seconds and then posting that on his Instagram story. What an absolute dipshit. But it has brought on one of the funniest fucking internet memes that'll last for 48 hours before it gets tired. And one of the official White House accounts tweets about it, and then it dies. But it's so goddamn funny, and everyone was tweeting it today about the Phillies home opener. People have been tweeting it about just the funniest shit, and it's just like, I laugh every time I see it. And then my final shout out is to Marvel, because Marvel might be all the way back. Not only is Daredevil Born Again fantastic, but they had a near 6-hour live stream last Wednesday revealing 27 members of the cast of Avengers Doomsday every 12 minutes with actors' chairs. And I gotta say, it was one of the most genius marketing tactics I've ever seen from such a big entity like Marvel. And everybody at home is probably like, KP, what do you mean? It was a 6-hour live stream of just chairs. Yeah, well, they were revealing it every 12 minutes. That's the life cycle of internet stories. So you had all the aggregator accounts.
That's great.
You had the discussing films, the culture craves, the new rock stars, the streamer seasons, all of the accounts that talk about TV, film, Marvel, nerd stuff, comic book stuff, tweeting about every single cast reveal whenever it happened, and no other news was sneaking in through the news cycle on Wednesday for a good 6-hour time period. At the peak of the live stream on Twitter alone, the live stream had 10 million people watching. Just
stop.
Actor chairs. Combined between Twitter and YouTube, the video live stream had 15 million viewers
That's
cross-platform to reveal 27 names on the back of actors' chairs, with Robert Downey Jr. being the final one to come out and drop a quiet on set type situation. And the best part is that wasn't even the full cast reveal.
I'm Iron Man.
I would love to see a golf event, whether it be a TGL draft, like something smaller, obviously, but big names could be involved. Do something like that for a reveal of.
They should announce the
people
Ryder
involved.
Cup teams
Yes.
just by doing that.
Yes. That would be so great.
That'd be elite. Final shout out here because KB took so many. Oh my goodness, man!
I haven't brought shout outs in weeks, so I had to come
man,
correct.
fucking funnel out. Brandon Graham, Super Bowl, Saquon Barkley on my face, fucking the belt to ass. Final shout out. I want to do a birthday shout out now. Usually there's always a famous person who we all know that we can talk about for a birthday shout out, but this one's really cool. On this day, born in 1931 in Shreveport, Louisiana, Miller Barber. You probably have never heard of this man. Some of the old heads who listen to this show, you might have heard of him. He was relatively famous back in the day. Arkansas alumni, one of the first Arkansas golf alumni to go on the PGA Tour. Became a stalwart on the PGA Tour in the 1960s and 70s, playing right in that same era as Jack Nicklaus. He had 11 total victories, including a win at the longest regulation tournament in PGA Tour history, the World Golf Open Championship, which was colloquially called the Hall of Fame tournament. The first time they ever held it was back in 1974. It was 144 holes of golf, split over 2 weeks, 2 72-hole events. He won the event with an aggregate score of, listen to this, 570 and 2 over par. He won by 3 strokes over Ben Crenshaw. The only time a PGA Tour event has ever been more in regulation than 72 holes.
That's wild.
Absolutely insane. On top of that, his career, while 11 tour wins is really great on the PGA Tour, he's really known for being a insane Champions Tour member. He joined the Champions Tour the year after it was founded in 1970. He went on to have 24 wins. Sorry, 1980 was founded. 24 wins, 5 majors. That's good for 6th all-time in career wins on the Champions Tour and 7th all-time in majors, alongside and tied with the Arnold Palmer. He passed away in 2013 at the age of 82. He leaves behind a legacy of winning over 35 career wins. He won 2 Ryder Cups for the Americas in the late 60s. He's survived by his wife Karen, his 2 sons, and his 3 stepsons. He'd have been 94 years old today. So happy birthday to Miller Barber for one of the coolest things. Like you find guys who you never heard of, and you can just talk about them and appreciate what they did for the game. That's an awesome life to lead. That's absolutely awesome. So it's awesome for Miller Barber, his family who survives him and carries out his legacy every day. It's crazy. Of the guys who are top 10 all time in Champions Tour wins, he's the only person to not be in the World Golf Hall of Fame. So we need to get him a posthumous award to elect him into the World Golf Hall of Fame. Other birthdays this week, only notable one on my end, Rory Sabatini on the 2nd of April. He turns 49 this week. So happy early birthday to Rory Sabatini. All right, we got 1 week until the Masters. It's episode 198 here. I remember 98 episodes ago, episode 100. We did it from the Eastland Golf Course for the Masters. Here we are, almost 100 shows later. And we are here 1 week from Augusta National. Well, first we got to get to Valero. TBC San Antonio, the host of the Valero Texas Open. Interestingly enough, geez, I can't speak today. PGA Tour spot, TBC San Antonio, actually a Greg Norman design golf course, which is funny to think that we're still playing golf on Greg Norman golf courses. Some names who have been locked into their spots at Augusta this year, according to the OWGR: JJ Spawn, Steven Yeager, Daniel Berger, Michael Kim, as we mentioned, and oddly enough, former LIV golfer Laurie Cantor, who got off of the tour, off of the drop zone, has had a tremendous go of things on the DP World Tour. The 39-year-old got in. He's 49th currently in the OWGR. Some names who are on the outside looking in need a really good week here at the Valero. Ben Griffin, he's 51st in the OWGR. He literally needs to make the fucking cut, and he will be able to make it to Augusta. Eric Cole, he's currently 60th on the OWGR, and Siwoo Kim, 67th. Will they have a big week in San Antonio at the Valero? We'll see.
It's going to be interesting to see how these guys approach this week, especially with like all the news. And I feel like this is the first time that like I remember, or at least it just going public, that like Rory's like going to Augusta every fucking week.
Yeah.
To like scout the course and everything. Like that feels like that's something that typically would like go under the radar, not get reported on in years past. It feels like every week Nuclear Golf is like putting out a report that Rory's on his way to Augusta again.
Mhm.
Like, and I wonder how much like that plays into some of these guys. I'm not saying it will, but I'm curious if like that's in the back of their heads, like, oh shit, like Rory's getting like another one up on us, like going and like scouting Augusta and everything. Like, and if that plays into their head late in the Valero, or if it's like, oh, that guy's worried about, you know, the Masters. I still have this to play in. Like, let me lock in and just like play my best game. Like, there's a double-edged sword to it. But it is funny that like that news just continues to roll out. And I don't know how to and I know I don't think Rory's playing this week, but I don't know how to take the news that like every week Rory's going to Augusta to scout the course. And it's like, brother, you might be overthinking this, and it makes me not want to pick Rory to win the Masters. But then on top of that, on the flip side, it's like he's doing all of this like intent research at Augusta, like every week, like some mad scientist. Maybe he is going to win at Augusta. Like, it is so wild.
So here's the thing with Rory. He finds himself in a very interesting situation, right? Because this is the first time in, I mean, it's not like groundbreaking by any means, but he's going into the Masters for first time in probably a few years where he has multiple PGA Tour wins. So like he has an opportunity here that he's in great form. He's been playing some magnificent golf. Like if there's one time for you to confidently be able to say, hey, you know what, like Rory McIlroy is like my guy for the event, it's now. The one thing actually that's interesting though, and I'm sure you didn't actually read about, so he finished 5th at the Houston Open this week. He usually doesn't play the 2 weeks leading up to the Masters. He usually gets ready. He's at Augusta. He's doing his thing. Apparently, Rory's dealing with a right elbow injury right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
He reported after his final round that his right elbow has been kind of bugging him. He's been getting treatment. He says it shouldn't take away from his ability to play. It's kind of just like a nagging thing, kind of like a stub toe. He shot a final round 64. He doesn't seem totally fazed by it. He said, quote, I still feel like I've got some stuff to work on. I still don't think my game is absolutely 100% under the control I would want. I got my coach, Michael Bannon, coming in Monday. So we'll be working at home and making sure the game feels good for the Masters. I think he's going to be fine. But if there's one point where Rory needs to put all of his eggs into a basket in order to get a major victory at Augusta, it's this week. He's been playing so well. I don't think it's a matter of overthinking it. I just think he has the time where other guys don't.
Now, why would Rory... What is going on in Utah, Steve? Now, why would Rory put out, after playing incredibly well this past weekend, finishing with a top 5 finish, why would he come out and say that he has an elbow injury? I think he's using that as a way to get his opponents and the field off his scent a little bit and be like, oh, he's not going to play that well. Rory, I don't even think he has a real elbow injury. I'm going to go out and say it. I don't think he has an elbow injury.
Do we have a conspiracy theory going on here on the show?
I'm not saying, but I'm also not saying I'm not saying. I don't think he has an elbow injury. I think he might have hit his funny bone on the counter on Sunday. I don't think he has something that is
for a game as individualized as golf to be able to go out and say that I have an elbow injury. It's the opposite of an NHL player who they always say, oh, torso injury. It's like, oh yeah, no, I've got a broken rib. Come and hit me. Like I don't know.
Why would you also admit that to the? I don't know. There's something going on in Utah, and by Utah I mean Ireland, and by Ireland I mean Rory McIlroy.
And by Ireland,
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
You mean Northern Ireland, not the Republic?
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
All hail the IRA. I'm probably gonna get shot for that one now.
Yeah, I'm not buying Rory saying he's got no, but I don't believe it.
I don't know, but
I need the CAT scans. Show me the medical forms. Let me in the room, Doc. I don't care if it's HIPAA.
Bro, absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, I think Rory is in a great spot here to win. I've already got a ticket on him to win the Masters, and I really hope that isn't me jinxing him. I will be locking him into my pool that I'm in. Some other names who are also currently on the outside looking in. This is a story that we should be monitoring. Like Jake Knapp is one guy who he made his debut last year at Augusta. He's only 82nd in the world rankings. He needs to win this week. You know who actually is really struggling with golf and has a chance to miss his 4th Masters in 5 years?
Who's that?
Certain man by the name of Ricky Utaka Fowler.
Okay.
Which, by the way, Utaka's a fucking sick middle name.
It's Ricky Boys Parlay.
Ricky's in the field this week. He needs to beat all 150 players in order to make it 149 to make his way into the Masters field. Now, is it impossible? No. Have we seen it before? Yes.
We have an iconic phone call together, seeing Ricky do things.
Well, not only that, but at the Valero in years past, JJ Spawn got his way into the Masters. Akshay Bhatia got into the Masters. Corey Connors got into the Masters with a win. Granted, 3 very different golfers comparatively to what Ricky Fowler has done for the last 4 years. But it is not impossible to say that Ricky Fowler will not possibly go out, try and shoot the round of his life, and try and win this event in order to get into the Masters. We will have to see. But with that being said, there's only one way to find out if we think Ricky Fowler can make it.
But before you do, Steve, I want to talk to everybody about our friends at Devereux Golf.
Wow.
Shout out to Devereux.
Jump right in on that one. By the way, found out just now, I'm going through the field list. You know who's an ambassador of Devereux Golf?
I was trying to find that last night, honestly, of trying to figuring out who was like involved with them.
I found it looking at headshots. But Mark Hubbard, Homeless Hubs. Sick.
That's dope.
Devereux Golf guy.
They just launched their entire capsule for the Masters, and Steve and I were losing our goddamn minds about it because it is absolutely incredible, amazing. The journey to Georgia, the collection is just amazing. They have a new hat,
and it's affordable.
Yes, there's a new hat that just says Peachy on it. It's so perfect. The Azalea Gate Greenskeeper tee is something I need to have. That shirt is beautiful. The flushed vest with the dogs on it is exquisite. Do it for the gnomes, the gnomies.
Yo, by the way, you bet your ass I'm buying that fucking driver head cover for the gnome.
I love it. I love the Devereux's pro gnome. Gnomes don't get enough credit for how cool they are.
Well, you know the whole thing with the Augusta Gnomes, right?
Probably. I'm just blanking, but
so like every year Augusta puts out like a collectible gnome. It's like $70, and it's like the first thing that goes out of stock in the store. They and you can go on like secondary markets and try and find them like $300. Like these people they flock to the gnomes. I'm gonna try and pull up photos of the Augusta Gnomes. Like people love this shit.
They have a polo with the dogs and the birds on it too. Like just a great collection. Check out the Journey to Georgia collection and everything that Devereux has, because at the Truist, Steve and I will be rocking Devereux for sure. Use our link in the description, and on your first order, get 15% off when you use code WELCOME15. That's code WELCOME15 on your first order when you use our link in the description from our friends at Devereux.
By the way, just so you could see these, like, that's the gnomes.
Oh, that's incredible.
Like they sell these like collectible gnomes every single year. You can get your hands on all of these fucking things, and they're $1 trillion in order to
That's
get them.
amazing.
It's like it's actually like it's shocking how expensive it is. I've always wanted one. Kay goes, "Where are we gonna put it?" And I say, "I'm gonna put it right here on my little stand next to my Wakanda Forever Charlie Marte bobblehead." So gotta get my ass in on that one. That'll be an absolute buy. All right, let's get into beer money. KB, give me the read.
Kenwood Beer. We love Kenny here at Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's the official beer partner of the podcast network. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. Go to kenwoodbeer.com. Use the Kenny Finder to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Maryland, and Delaware areas. You can also use Kenwood Beer, the Kenny Finder, to see who's got it at your local liquor stores in those markets. Again, that's kenwoodbeer.com. Use that Kenny tracker. Must be 21 or older to do so. And of course, please drink responsibly. And if you're gambling alongside us, which sometimes I recommend, sometimes I don't, no matter what, gamble responsibly.
I exclusively recommend it when it's Saturday night and KB is like, "Oh, do I take her?"
Sifting through. We're on a nice little run right now.
We're on an absolute bender. By the way, you can also bet LIVGolf this week. We should do a special on who to take in the LIV tournament. Looking at Bryson DeChambeau plus 1,000. Looking pretty nice.
Looking pretty nice there.
All right, we're not in Ireland anymore, Lassie.
Let me
Top
tap
20
my emerald slippers.
Top 20. We went over on the show.
Yeah,
last week.
tough. That was tough.
We ate
We
shit.
should have just hammered Scotty.
Belt to ass.
We should have just hammered Scotty there.
We should have. But alas, here we are. Top finishes at the Valero Texas Open. Top 20 loaded field, believe it or not, for like the Valero usually doesn't get a lot of love because everyone's getting ready for the Masters, but Fleetwood in the field, Oberg, Connors, Cantlay, Matsuyama, Spieth. Haven't seen Jordan Spieth for minus money for a top 20 in a long time. So lots of good odds here this week. Loaded field. Who you got?
I am actually going with the aforementioned Jordan Spieth at plus 125, according to DraftKings Sportsbook. And if you are a smart gambler and you want to do your best, I just use DraftKings. No free ads, but make sure you shop your odds. Look around, find the best odds. But I'm going plus 125 with Jordan Spieth. It's Texas. It makes sense.
Very easy. Good play. Top 20 for where do I go with this one? Let me actually pull up my my statistical analysis numbers because I'm a little nerd who likes torpedo bats.
Not to interrupt, Steve. Not to interrupt. But
oh no.
Where?
Where?
Here we go.
Oh no. What do we got?
Breaking news. Breaking news for Ethan.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Red Sox, Garrett Crochet, 6 years, $170 million extension.
Dang, baby.
Congratulations.
God damn.
6 years, that's good.
Why can't
we just need Raffy to get going?
Yeah,
he's having like a Chris Davis type start.
He's on pace to break the major league record of strikeouts in a season.
Okay, let's not get there.
On pace for 463 strikeouts.
Yeah, and he's just having a slow start. All right, that's it. Slow start.
Put him back at third.
Yes.
Where are you going, Steve?
Yes.
Where am I going? Oh my god, I really, truly, madly, deeply have no idea. Top 20 for me. I'm gonna go. You know what? Let's go for the home run. I am going to go with. Never mind, not him. Sorry, this is great podcasting yet again from Big Steve. I'm an absolute fucking mess. Keith Mitchell, top 20. We're taking the visor. By the way, he was in GQ magazine like years ago, and my coworker comes to me and goes, "Did you know Keith Mitchell's like handsome?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's the only guy who could wear the high bill visor and actually look good in it."
I remember us talking about that when that came out.
His GQ spot is the funniest thing of all time because he just doesn't look like a pro golfer. Top 10, who you got?
Top 10. I'm torn a little bit.
The numbers are good, man.
Top 10. Give me Hideki. Plus 250 on the DraftKings Sportsbook. No free ads.
Hideki, top 10. I'm going to ride. Ooh, I got a pair of guys at plus 240 that I'm eyeballing heavy. And I don't know which one I'm going to take. You know what? I'm going to take the past champion here because he has the skills to pay the bills. Akshay Bhatia for a top 10. He's plus 240 on the board. I also love Keegan Bradley here at plus 240 as well. But I will ride with the more past previous winner hand here for a top 10. Top 5.
Top 5. Give me my guy, Corey Connors, plus 400.
Past winner of this event, Corey Connors. Top 5 for I'm going to go with a trying to think. You want to play long, but you also want to be able to putt well. Top 5, I'm actually going to go with the loser of last year's Valero Texas Open, to Akshay Bhatia, Denny McCarthy for a top 5. The putting contest will be alive for the Big Denster. Gimme pick of the week.
My gimme pick of the week is a parlay, Steve.
I love it. Who we got?
It is a top 30 parlay.
Okay.
We are going to have Hideki at minus 150. We're going to have Denny McCarthy at minus 125. And we're going to triple it up with Tony Finau at plus 100 for a plus 500 3-pick top 30 parlay here at the Valero. I also love Tony Finau straight up at plus 100.
He's plus 100?
Yeah, it's beautiful stuff right there.
That's crazy.
But give me the top 30 parlay. Tony Finau, Denny McCarthy, Hideki Matsuyama, plus 500 for top 30 finishes.
I love it. I love it a lot. I'm also going to give you a parlay.
There we go.
I'm going to give you a top 40 parlay.
I like it.
Give you a little bit of variety. The people. We're going to lead off with somebody who needs to make the cut in order to get into the Masters this year. And I think he can do it. He's a good, talented golfer. He should be able to get there. We're going to start off this parlay with, at minus 140, Ben Griffin. Ben Griffin,
great game.
51st on the line. He needs a good week. We're also going to go with minus 190. We're going to go with Siwoo Kim. Also needs a big week in order to make the field at the Masters. My final pick, plus 120, Eric Cole. I mentioned all three of these names earlier, who are guys who need to perform well in order to make the field at the Masters. Well, all three of them, you can get a plus 475. Top 40, Ben Griffin, Siwoo Kim, Eric Cole. That's your parlay.
Let me find it here.
Bang it home for the people.
Yeah, I will get the odds overall. Did you have odds for that? Or
yeah, plus 475. Here,
okay.
You know what? I'll pull yours up right now because I have it in front of me.
It.
We got Hideki, we've got Finau, we got Denny, plus 500. We have basically two plus 500 odds parlays right here for top 30 and top 40. I'm going to play both of these, honestly. I'm all in.
I just put my ticket in for mine. I will tail yours as well. I want to see something if it will let me. Steve, you know what it's going to let me do?
What's it gonna do?
It's going to let me combo your
winner without?
parlay and my parlay together for a
Oh.
6-leg top 30, top 40. I will
Nut.
get the odds. Can I get the names of your guys again? Just to
Ben
be
Griffin,
safe?
he's minus 150, I believe.
Let's see. Ben Griffin.
140.
There we go. Got him.
Siwoo Kim minus 190.
Siwoo Kim.
And Eric Cole plus 120.
Eric Cole plus 120. Coupled with my guys here, Denny McCarthy, Hideki, and Tony Finau for a 6-leg parlay, Steve, plus 3,353 odds. $10 to win $345.38.
I got something else for you, too. If you really want to get ballsy, pair it with your winner at the Valero.
Woo-wee!
Who do you take as your winner this week going into Augusta?
I mean, to get Ludwig at plus 1,200 is beautiful. I would definitely take that if you're out there. I also love Corey Connors at plus 1,600, even though I took him at a top 5. I like those odds as well. I really like Tommy Fleetwood this week, Steve. Give me Fleetwood Mac. Plus 1,400.
I think because I haven't bet Minwoo Lee and he won this week. I know for a fact that I can never ever bet Fleetwood or Cam Young for the rest of my life. I have two names that stand out to me as people of interest in order to win this week. One of which that I'm really interested in, and again, I picked him in my parlay here, is Siwoo Kim. Dating back to Pebble Beach, he's finished 12th, 21st, 24th, 19th, finished 38th at the Players, and missed the cut at the Houston Open. Now, the Houston Open is a very challenging golf course. TPC San Antonio, much easier of a golf course. Siwoo this year has been incredible around the greens. Has been great on approach. His accuracy has been great. It's the putter that's upset him. But he's gaining routinely almost 2 strokes total in his events. The other name that I am keeping an eye out on, he's currently 93rd or 94th in the world. That's Gary Woodland, who finished runner-up this past week at the Texas Children's Open. He's gained 2 strokes putting. He wasn't great on the green. He was great on approach, great off the tee. Gary Woodland is an interesting long shot play, especially now because his 5-year exemption is now up. So this might be the first time he misses the Masters since 2017. For that reason alone, I am going to take Gary Woodland to win the Valero Texas Open at 50-1. Gary Woodland will make the field, and I feel really good about it. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if Siwoo Kim made the field. He's 35-1. Siwoo Kim, actually, fun fact, this would be the second time in 35 majors that he would have not made in the field. But I like Gary Woodland 50-1. Would I parlay with top 40? I don't know. But I would also be happy to put Gary Woodland in a top 40 conversation piece on that parlay, too, if you wanted to get involved in that one as well.
2 things. Number 1, I'm going to need you readily available on your phone on Sunday. Because I have my 3-leg, your 3-leg, and the 6-leg in. Number 2.
By the way, just saying, like beer and pizza money, if you add Woodland to my 3-leg top 40 parlay, it's now plus 886.
On top of that, if the 6-leg hits, like that's like part of our Airbnb.
And if the 6 leg hits and we add in Gary Woodland, it's 58-1.
It's insane.
Like that would be $10 to win $592. That's paying for the Airbnb for the week.
God damn.
So like keep your eyes open, guys.
Yeah. I have our ever so fun winner without odds right now. Now, everyone out there, I would say wait until Sunday to start looking at what the winner without odds are, and you play this live. Go with your gut. Don't text Steve. Don't text Steve to say, hey, I have this idea. And then you wait, and then you lose about 1,000 on the odds.
I can't
before you
fucking
place the
stand you.
bet.
Shut up.
But your winners without right now going into the week.
You're
It's
an ass.
winner without Tommy Fleetwood, Jordan Spieth, Hideki, Corey Connors, and Ludwig Aberg. So that has Patrick Cantlay at plus 1,400, Akshay at plus 2,000, Keegan Bradley at plus 2,000, Denny McCarthy at plus 2,200, Daniel Berger at plus 2,500, Siwoo Kim at plus 2,800, and then we get into the 3,000s, 4,000s, and 5,000s, and the like.
Yeah, there's some plays there that I would love to make.
Definitely keep an eye on that on Sunday. Start scouring Saturday night once everybody has completed play. And then Sunday, that's when you dial in, start watching live around like
2
the
p.m.,
back nine.
3 p.m.
The back nine live is when you start looking and start getting ready to pull your trigger there.
Worth it. Value.
It's very fun. And this 6-leg parlay, if this hits, Steve, we're going to have a recreation of our fucking Ricky Boys call. And I'll be calling you from Citizens Bank Park.
You're going to be screaming your ass off, and everyone's going to be like, who the fuck? Who's cheering for Siwoo Kim right now?
Schwarber's going to go fucking Yabo, and I'm going to be looking at fucking golf odds at the same time, losing my mind on both.
I have bad news for you, though. If Castellanos goes yard, our parlay's dead. Like, odd feeling.
Is it, though?
I don't know. We're going to find out, though.
Especially since we're in, like, the Nick Castellanos inner circle of family and friendship.
That is true.
In a multitude of ways.
Now, KB, I want to let you know I have to go to the bathroom really badly. So, we should end the show.
Make sure you guys are following us on all the socials at Getting the Whole Pod. Follow Steve at Real Steve McAvoy. He's the realist. Subscribe to the pod.
First, I'm the realist.
Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia. We're at 1,050 subscribers. Let's keep that going. Leave us a voicemail, speakpipe.com/gettingthewholepod. It's linked in the description. And let us know if you're tailing our bet. The 6-leg parlay is live. Let's do this thing. Positive vibes only, baby. Let's fucking go.
Absolutely elite. I'm all over. I'm all over these legs.
Let's go.
Let's fucking get it, folks. It's been episode 198 of Getting the Hole. Like KB said, follow us on socials, follow us on YouTube. Keep the engagement going. Shout out to our partners: 47 Brand, Devereux Golf, FOCO, Kenwood Beer, Acorn Hills. You're all fucking awesome. Shout out to you, dickheads, because the dickheads here, we're making money. Thanks for listening to Get in the Hole, the official golf podcast of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Catch us every week wherever you get your favorite podcasts, and be sure to like and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Get in the Hole Pod, and follow Underground Sports Philadelphia at Underground PHI. We'll see you next time, and remember, get in the hole!